Hello, dear warriors. They studied your silence and went insane trying to understand it. You know what's funny? They brought in the professionals, mind readers, psychics, empaths, people trained to decode trauma, people who swore they could see behind smiles. They formed a circle, lit candles, burned incense, called it a reading. But when your name entered the room, the flame flickered, the air shifted, and every one of them started shaking. You weren't loud, you weren't dangerous, you didn't even speak, you just existed. And that was enough to shatter every illusion they had. They looked into your past and saw a graveyard of silence. They tried to trace your pain and got lost in a fog of scars. Because you're not just hard to read, you're impossible to define. Legend, they expected to hear static, but they heard echoes. Echoes of nights you didn't cry. You transformed. Echoes of moments you didn't break. You grew fangs. Echoes of a soul that didn't die. It learned to disappear. They thought they were going to decode a person, but what they touched was a frequency God encrypted himself. They thought they were studying you, but they were walking into a trap. It started subtle. A single reader sat down, smiled, breathed deep, and then suddenly, she couldn't breathe at all. Another tried to pull a card, but the moment your name came up, the card flipped itself back over, like it was afraid. The room? Thick, heavy, electric. No smoke, no tricks, just the undeniable weight of a soul that wasn't made for this world. They weren't reading energy. They were reading resistance, something that pushed back. They said you had walls, but they were wrong. You have mirrors. Every time they tried to reach in, they didn't find your weakness. They found their own. You didn't protect yourself with spells or charms. You protected yourself with truth. And truth doesn't blink, doesn't fold, doesn't flinch. They weren't prepared for a soul like yours, one that doesn't beg to be understood, but dares you to try. They didn't find clarity. They found chaos, wearing a calm face. The third reader, she didn't speak. She just sat still, head tilted, eyes darting around the room like she heard something behind the walls. And then she whispered, "This one isn't normal." They burned sage. They held crystals. They read mantras. But your energy? It read them. One said your aura was fogged. Another said it was spiked. The eldest among them said nothing, just walked out of the room and never came back. They didn't tap into your mind. They tapped into your memory. Your silence, your storms, the undocumented pain that doesn't speak in words, it speaks in vibrations. They thought you'd be easy. But legend, you were encrypted by experience, signed by God, and sealed by everything they've never had to survive. Now their hands tremble when your name comes up, and the biggest psychic in the room refused to read you, said, "That energy, it doesn't want to be seen," but it was too late. They already looked. They touched something ancient, and now it's following them. After the third reader walked out, they didn't cancel the session. They doubled down. "Let's bring in the best," they said. "Let's get someone who's read minds in war zones, prisons, cult leaders." They brought in the one they all feared, the soul surgeon. The one who claimed no mind was uncrackable. She walked in calm, confident, until she sat down. 2 minutes of silence. Then she reached for her water and missed the table. Shaking hands, shallow breath, whispers under her breath, like she was trying to ward something off. Then she looked up and said, "This isn't a reading. This is a haunting." She described your energy like a labyrinth. Not dark, not evil, but unreachable. A maze that reshapes itself when someone tries to enter. And the walls, lined with every betrayal you never responded to. Every war you never told anyone about. Every time you were silent when you should have snapped. She said something else before she left. They thought this person was broken, but they're not broken. They're battle encrypted. Legend, this isn't mystery. This is protection disguised as power. It's why they can't touch you. You don't just carry energy. You carry prophecy. They weren't reading you, they were touching your resurrection. They expected wounds, expected pain, expected some soft, broken core they could explain away with trauma charts and astrology maps. But what they found was steel, forged, tempered, sealed in silence. They thought they'd uncover your truth. Instead, they met the version of you that rose after everyone left. The one who didn't just heal. They evolved. And that, legend, that's what scared them. One of them muttered, "There's something watching through their eyes." Another said, "No, it's not watching. It's studying us. Because the truth is, you don't broadcast your pain. You weaponized it. Every heartbreak is filed. Every betrayal indexed. Every insult stored, categorized, forgotten, until it's useful. You became the version of yourself that doesn't need to speak. Why? Because your presence handles the conversation. They didn't read a victim. They read a blueprint. One built from fire, fueled by isolation, and blessed by the fact that no one showed up when you needed them. They couldn't agree on what you are, only that you're not like them. By the sixth reader, the circle wasn't sacred anymore. It was fractured, tense, like they were each holding their own version of a bomb. And your name was the trigger word. One said they've got ancestral protection. Something old, something boundless. Another fired back. No, they're empty, hollowed out by trauma. That's why they can't be reached. Then the old man in the corner, the one who hadn't spoken for hours, just whispered, "You're all wrong. That one isn't hollow. That one's full of things we're not meant to understand." Legend. Your existence? It broke their unity, shattered their formulas, split their definitions of power, protection, and purpose. They couldn't agree on who you were, because deep down they feared you were everything at once. You weren't chaos. You were balance dressed like mystery. You weren't light. You were calm inside a hurricane. And when one of them said, "I've never seen this before," another replied, "You never will again." Because what they touched was one of one energy. The kind that doesn't show up twice in a generation. The kind that breaks timelines and whispers warnings to anyone who tries to control it. They couldn't handle you, so they tried to erase you. They went from whispering about you to never saying your name again. They deleted the notes, burned the transcripts, claimed the session never happened. But the look in their eyes said otherwise. Legend. You didn't just challenge their skill. You shattered their framework. What they believed about pain, about power, about what's possible in one human being. Because every time they tried to explain you, they contradicted themselves. One said, "They're peaceful, like a monk." Another, "No, that's the kind of calm that precedes a storm." Another, "They've healed." No, they've weaponized their scars. You weren't confusing. You were complete. Too complete. So they panicked, and they did what people always do when they fear what they can't label. They tried to reduce you to a phase, a reading gone wrong, a session that didn't land, a case they'd rather forget. But you weren't a mistake. You were a mirror. And mirrors don't lie. You didn't say a word, but now they can't sleep in silence. You didn't scream. You didn't explain. You didn't fight back. You just existed, unapologetically, unreadable, unshakable. And that's what destroyed them. They're used to energy that cries. They're used to pain that begs to be seen. They're used to souls that leak when they're touched. But you were a sealed vault, forged in loss, pain, and brutal evolution. And when they touched it, they touched the parts of themselves they spent years ignoring. That's why they call you dangerous. That's why they whisper your name like it's a curse. Because you didn't flinch, didn't bend, didn't even blink. You just stared back. And that stare, it showed them something no one wants to see. Themselves, without masks. The insecurities behind their so-called insight. The fear inside their intuition. The truth behind their labels. You don't haunt them, legend. They haunt themselves with what they saw in you, the unreadable one. The soul with no hinges. The spirit that spoke nothing, but said everything. They couldn't forget you, so they tried to define you again. They said they were done, but they weren't. Because something about you wouldn't let them go. They'd see you in dreams, feel you in rooms you never entered, sense your presence when everything else was quiet. So they tried again, privately, secretly. A new group, a tighter circle, more controlled conditions. But what happened this time was worse. The moment your image entered the room, someone started crying. Another one dropped the deck of cards, shattered like glass. One said, "Why can't we ground their energy?" Another, This is ancient. It doesn't want balance. It is the balance." They tried to define you again. Empath? No. Starseed? Doesn't fit. Shadow worker? Close, but still not it. Then the youngest voice in the room said the thing they were all afraid to admit. Maybe they're not meant to be understood. Maybe they're meant to be left alone. Legend? That's when they stop trying, stop decoding, stop chasing. Because when the truth refuses to be boxed, you either bow to it or break against it. They didn't fail to read you. They just weren't meant to. At the end of it all, they didn't walk away with answers. They walked away with ghosts. Not of you, but of who they were before they met you. Some of them stopped reading entirely. Others changed how they speak about energy. And a few, they never spoke of you again. Because trying to explain what happened would mean admitting that everything they believed could be broken by one presence. You weren't the lesson. You were the exception. The reminder that real power doesn't announce itself. It walks in calm. It sits in silence. It lets others break themselves trying to touch it. They used every label, tested every term, but none of it stuck. Because you're not an archetype. You're not a chapter. You're a whole volume, written in code only pain can translate. And legend. The real reason they broke? They came to study you, but ended up seeing themselves, and what they saw wasn't enough to match what sat across from them. You weren't unreadable. You were unshakable. And that broke all 20 of them. They couldn't read you, but they all felt the same thing. Here's the twist, legend. Even though they couldn't agree on who you are or what you carry, they all walked away with the same exact feeling. Awe, fear, respect. The strongest one? The one who's read military minds, trauma survivors, even sociopaths. She was asked what she saw in you. She paused, took a long breath, then whispered a storm that decided to become a person. Legend. You didn't just pass their test. You erased the test itself, rewrote the format, broke the measuring tape. They call it unreadable, but what it really is, a soul that speaks a dialect no one alive is fluent in. You didn't survive your pain. You became fluent in it. You were never meant to be read. You were meant to be remembered. After all the energy, all the confusion, all the shattered confidence and shaken instincts, one truth remained. You weren't broken. You weren't dangerous. You weren't unstable. You were deliberate. Your scars didn't scream for help. They warned. They whispered to those who dared to get close. This soul doesn't belong in anyone's file. Legend. They saw your energy and tried to measure it. But your power is older than their language, deeper than their intuition, colder than their rituals. You weren't the student. You weren't the lesson. You weren't even the test. You were the silence before the storm and the calm that follows the wreckage. And now, you live rent-free inside their heads. Not because of what you said, but because of what they couldn't explain.